Hello and welcome to gaming and welcome to another eSports Boxing Club video update. It's the July dev update with the gameplay trailer. Let's have a look at what Steel City have shown off. So I'm going to just let you know before we actually do start as well that obviously this might look a little bit different. I'm having to record this on my MacBook. My computer's broken at the minute. I'm waiting for replacement parts. So I knew there was going to be an eSports Boxing Club announcement when this happened, because this happened the last time my PC broke. There was an update and I had to do it on my MacBook then. Let's talk about this update and what we saw on this video. We get the dulcet tones of Ash from Steel City Interactive once again. He's the update guy, he's the guy that always lets us know about these things. And the first thing that I noticed immediately off the bat was the new camera angle that they showed off inside the ring with the boxers, and the lighting. Oh my god, the lighting, the improvements to the lighting and the overall presentation has really just taken it up a notch. This looked incredible. I was blown away by how good it looked. Even going on, like, the game's always looked pretty good through the development cycle, but wow, it's just gone to another level with this new lighting. We talked through some of the movement steps by another guy from the studio. I forget his name, I do apologize, but he said things like the left analog stick, depending on the weight that you give it, the amount that you push on the stick, the boxers will do different steps. So they'll do short steps with a lighter push, or longer strides with a bigger push. Pushing up on the D-pad with signature boxers, so those legendary boxers, is gonna trigger their individual unique movements. So if certain boxers, that we've got used to over the years with certain stances and styles, you can trigger this by pushing up on the D-pad, which gives it a nice another level to the movement. It also allows them to do like showboaty things. I think they said like Muhammad Ali especially, they're going to be able to implement some more of his showboaty ways. We get shown some new dodging stuff. There's kind of like 3 different ways to dodge, which I thought was really quite layered, to be honest. It looks on point, it looks fantastic. I can't believe this game is just, it's getting there. It's so close to release, and it's just looking awesome. The dodging really did look cool. So it started off with like head dodges, like little dodges of the neck. Then you were shown a weaving method by holding a different button on the controller, and the weaving was more of a whole body dodge. There's also like little slip dodges to the side as well that you can do. So there's 3 different ways of dodging punches, and they said it's all down to the time. You can't just do this willy-nilly. You need to time this correctly, otherwise you're gonna get caught. On top of the dodging, of course, you've got your blocking, and the blocking is used by the right trigger and the right stick, but you can have an auto block system on. Now apparently they've done this because they want to include more casual fans to the experience who would prefer a more arcade style. So the auto block is for those sorts of players, whereas you can turn this off apparently and do just fully manual blocking with the right trigger and the right stick, which is supposed to be for more simulation fans, more veteran players, people that are going to play this a lot, people that are going to play it competitively. I think that's a really good idea, having the 2 systems, because you're broadening the scope of this game for the player base. That means, if I play this game to death and get really good at it, I could still play it with a friend who might, only play it a couple of times, but they can have that experience still. There's also a punching method that can be used whilst blocking, and they said that this is implemented just to get you off the back foot and off the ropes. So the punches will be weaker, obviously, because you're not getting your full rotation in there, but you can sort of punch through your blocking, which I think that's quite a cool addition too. Apparently each boxer has 42 different punches, which is a lot to think about. Like, I was thinking, how can they have that many punches? But apparently they do. And you have different and unique ways to chain these together into combinations. So that's going to lead to lots of different play styles and lots of players figuring out different ways to chain cool punches together to have an effective fighting strategy. It did allude to the fact that if you go absolutely crazy and just spam the punching, the game will punish you. So if you just go in like swinging wildly, the game will get you with a flash knockout, and this is to teach you, I think, just to box properly. They also said that even if you've got somebody on the ropes, if a boxer's against the ropes, got their back to the wall, they can turn the fight around with one punch. You can get caught with one punch that can switch things right around. So even if you've got somebody on the back foot and you jump all over them, there is the opportunity for your opponent to get out of that tricky situation and get back on to you. So, time for the big disappointing news. And there was some disappointing news, and I alluded to this happening in our last update for the game. The early access summer 2021 window is no longer happening. I did say that they were running out of time for this to happen, and it did seem likely that it wasn't going to be the case, and it's now officially confirmed that the early access is no longer happening in summer 2021. We're nearly in August anyway, so I think a lot of us knew that it wasn't going to happen, and they then said that they will not be announcing launch plans right now because they don't want to disappoint fans with having to knock things back if they need to. They want to get this game right, and I said this in my last video, we don't mind them taking their time if they're going to keep improving this game. We've seen it here with this gameplay trailer that there's been such an improvement in the gameplay, in the presentation, that they are building towards this being a phenomenal game. So we don't mind them pushing it back. It is a shame because I was looking forward to getting to play it for you guys on stream and in videos through early access, but I think ultimately it's the right choice. If they're not ready for it, then don't launch your product, because if you launch it out of the gate in a bad state, people will be turned off it immediately. So I think this is the right call, even though it is a sad one. So the closing shot of the gameplay trailer was Todd Grisham in the studio in Sheffield, and he says, "I don't know how we've managed to keep this fire under wraps," and we're going to let you know who that is now. And oh my god, it's the Gypsy King himself. Tyson Fury is in eSports Boxing Club. A huge name. Someone that I know. I'm more of a casual, well, I'm not even a casual boxing fan. I've said a lot of times I don't watch boxing, but I know Tyson Fury is. And he's just somebody that sort of is above boxing, isn't he? He's sort of a star, isn't he? He's a name that people know. He's been in wrestling. He's all over the place, isn't he? So a huge star, one of the biggest names in boxing in the world right now. And they've got another. And I said in my last video as well that they can just keep dropping these names in. They don't need to push them all out all at once. They can keep dropping them and keeping the hype up for this game. And I think it's a really effective way of keeping the hype going as well. So the Gypsy King will be playable. That is awesome. So my overall thoughts for this July development update gameplay trailer video is, it's come on leaps and bounds. This is the gameplay trailer that I wanted to see, that really has me now hyped. I've been hyped for the game since it was announced, but this video that we saw, all the things that they showed off, it's just taken the game to another level, and I'm just super excited now to play it. I can't wait. As we say, disappointed that we're not going to be playing it in the coming weeks like originally was scheduled, but hopefully we will be hearing soon about launch. But I think they said that their next announcement would be some sort of launch plan. They said that they're not going to announce any launch details now, but their next announcement was going to be something like that. I think that's what they said. I got a little bit confused there with that, but even so, I think we will see this before the year's out, maybe early 2022, but I'm quite positive that we'll see it at some point in 2021. And I'm really excited now, guys. Let me know what you thought of this update from Steel City Interactive in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next video.